Sup Minecrafters, SirRobHiFi here, back at the Ghast Trap, and I've got a little progress update for you. Okay, I showed you last time how these carts go around the circuit, and when they pick up a ghast, they go over this detector and split off and fall down this channel to the track below. Now, what I've added since is, first of all, a redstone wire out from the detector, which triggers from this little Pez dispenser a new cart, which then joins back up with this track and replaces the cart on the circuit. So that keeps that level filled with a cart at all times. So that's the first section. The next stage of the process is the ghasts fall all the way down here. When they get to this level, they intersect with this stone pressure plate, and when they hit that, that sends a signal off to this Pez dispenser, and this Pez dispenser sends a cart back up to the top to refill the cart that has now been put into the circuit. So that's that section. The final section for this refill setup is this incoming track here, and this would be connected to the end of the kill section down below. So wherever I kill the ghasts, somewhere down here, the empty carts coming out of that system would then feed back up into this and fill up this little Pez dispenser here. Alright, so now the ghasts falling down trigger this one, and that spits out a cart onto this line, and I'll show you how that works. It goes all the way up to the top, and when it reaches the top, it tries to put a cart in there, but that's full. Tries the next one down, that's also full. Tries the next one down, and it takes the cart. So for each level, the cart will attempt to add a cart to the mini Pez dispensers for each level of the trap, and if it's got enough carts already, it will, like you saw, rebound and try the next level down until it gets to the very bottom and fills that. So depending on the level, you'll constantly have a cart on each circuit going around, and everything gets replaced and replenished back into the system. So we've got a ghast over here. Stick a cart on this level and see if this works. Should do. While we're waiting on that, may as well mention that I've made a bunch of mistakes on here. The way I feed back in, I'm gonna have to move this stuff out further because they're taking some damage on the fall, as you can hear. Right, so that put another cart back onto the rail from this dispenser. Luckily I had some in that dispenser because I hadn't filled this whole system up yet. And there we go, there's the issues I've got to still deal with, and that's the pigmen. And maybe if they do get picked up like that and die, maybe it's not such a big deal. But if they drop loot on the line or they make the carts rebound, I've still got to figure out a workaround on that. Okay, we've got another ghast over here. Let's pick this one up and follow it around. So here it comes. Pick up the ghast. Brings him down to the end. I don't know if I've got carts in this Pez though. Yeah, there it is. And there's a cart going back into the system. Alright, so that's working. Obviously I need some tweaking still, because they're taking damage as they fall down, which isn't such a big deal if it was the same amount of damage to each ghast, but because they're falling from different heights, they're taking different amounts of damage as they go down. But the major issue is going to be all of this, the pigment on the tracks. And in the overworld, it's easy to deal with because you just use light levels to stop stuff spawning on your tracks. It's simple. But when you're in a nether and you have to put, say, translucent blocks, glass blocks on top of the track, that's fine, but when you're on a slope, even though an occupied cart can pass through spaces like this with translucent blocks, when it's an unoccupied cart, the cart just hits the block and stays there. So you're out of luck on that one. So I'm going to have to figure something out on that, and it may simply be signs next to the rails to get them to walk off. I'm not sure. We'll see. That's the next challenge. But I've got the whole cart system and replenishment sections working. I simply have to I say simply, but now I have to come up with a whole kill chamber section, and I'm thinking of going along the route that Red Eyes has taken with his little crusher setup, where the cart goes into the crusher, kills the mob, then spits an empty cart back out into the system. And I think that would work nicely for this. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the little update, and once again, when I've done some more to this, I will do another follow-up video. Alright guys, later. Sup guys, I'm just adding a little piece onto the end of this video because when that pigman fell and got down to the bottom here, the pigman died, and I've just realized something that's been staring me in the face this whole time, and that is that ghast don't take full damage, obviously, just like blazes don't take full damage because they're a flying mob. So as you saw, that now that I've got a fence post going all the way down that the cart hits and falls against, when it reaches this point here, the cart is applying the full damage to the mob in the cart. So what we saw was that it killed the pigman, but it hasn't been killing the ghasts. And I can't believe that this hadn't clicked in my mind, but this is, you know, this is how it goes, right? Sometimes it's just staring you in the face, and that is actually a superb result, because that can be... I was expecting a problem when doing the crusher setup, that when the cart leaves the track, and I don't know if you've seen Red Eye's crusher setup, the cart actually leaves the track and sits on top of a piece of ladder while the mob is being crushed, and then the cart gets pushed onto a next section of track to be returned to the system. So I was thinking that I would have to encase this and make a tube for them to fall down so that no fall damage would be accumulated during the drop. But now I'm realizing that that is the opposite of what I want to do. I want to leave it open like this. It actually has no effect on the ghast either way I do it, but I can leave it open. Obviously I would want to encase it so that they can't see me from anywhere in the system and start shooting at me if I do this in my legit world, or when I do it in my legit world. I totally plan to now. But yeah, I would have to encase it, but I don't have to worry about the accumulated fall damage being applied to the ghasts if I take the cart off the track somewhere down here. Anyway, I just wanted to add that, guys, because that was a sort of a eureka moment, and that will be it for now. Alright, later guys.